Hi, it's me again. So I just wanted to encourage someone not to give up, not to throw in the towel, and just believe that God is with you because He said in His word that He will never leave you nor forsake you. He's always there, even when we don't realize that He is. There was a point in time in my life where I wanted to give up, or I felt that life would be better without me in it. Yeah, I didn't want to be here anymore. You know, things was just not going the way that I anticipated it to go, and so I wanted to end it all. But glory be to God, I am here. Glory be to God, He saved me. And I remember it was in 2020. I was at my lowest point in time in life. And after making several attempts of you know what, and I was unsuccessful. And 2020, I sat on my bed and I was contemplating, what I could do to release this burden. And so what I decided to do was to like change up my room. We as Jamaicans, we change the beds, turn the bed a certain way, change the dresser, put this, kind of lighten up the room just to try to make myself feel better. And in the midst of me doing that, I realized that it wasn't going to work. I was just so burdened and heavy. I was just so burdened. And I remember I sat on the bed and I just began to cry. I don't know, you ever cry and the cry come from your innermost being, the deepest cry that you could ever cry. I remember sitting on the edge of the bed and I was just crying and I was questioning God. I asked God, I say, why do you hate me so much? Because I really think that God hated me to be putting me through all these things. Why you hate me so much? How much time am I going to show you that I no longer want to be here? Why is it that you are having me here going through all this stuff? And I sat there and I wept. But in the middle of my weeping, I heard a voice. And I'll never forget the voice. And the voice said, and I was just crying. Voice said, I am thy God. I am your God. Thou should have no other gods but me. I am a very jealous God. You may not understand why I allow you to go through the things that you are going through. But in the end, you will understand why I allow you to go through the things that you have been through. And I couldn't understand. And it said, I am the Lord your God and I love you. And I remember I felt something lifted off my shoulders and I couldn't understand what it was. But in that moment, I could breathe. In that moment, I realized that my room had color and that I was alive and I felt so much lighter and I could not understand why. I thought it was my mind. I thought I was thinking in my mind and motivating myself. But I didn't understand that the Spirit of the Lord visited me in that moment, in my lowest point, to let me know that He is there with me and that He loved me. And even though I'm going through what I'm going through, that He is beside me and He's taking me through the process. And I don't know who I'm speaking to today, but I want to tell you that God is there with you and He's taking you through the process. And after that, I still didn't understand at that moment that it was the Lord that was speaking to me. So I continue living my life the way I normally lived. And I remember I was feeling better. And I remember it was that happened on a Thursday night in 2020, the ending of 2020, December, on the Thursday. And the Friday, I remember I felt so good. And I went online and I signed up for all these dating sites. I'll never forget. I stood up all night. I sit up all night and I signed up for all these dating sites. I won't call the names because I don't want you going on there to sign up. But I signed up for all these dating sites. And in my mind, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this man and that man, and they won't be in Jamaica, so they're gonna be overseas, and I'm gonna be over here in Jamaica, and I'm gonna go to Western Union, and I'm gonna live this life. And I was just going, thinking in my mind and going about my daily life. And I remember falling asleep that night. I don't remember exactly what time, but I was up pretty late, so I would say it would be around 2 p.m. in the morning. Let's say I fall asleep. And I fell asleep. And I would say God took me into a vision. Because in that moment, I thought it was real. I found myself in my bathroom. And I was standing there in the bathroom and it was flooding out or flooding over. And in my mind, I'm saying my little brother did something to the bathroom and it's now flooding out, and I was going to turn and, go tell him, say, I'm going to wipe out the bathroom because I ain't doing it, right? But in the midst of me turning around to go and trace my little brother, I realized that where the face basin was, there was no face basin. It was just clear water gushing out of that, out of where the face basin should be. And I went like this with my hands because it felt so real. I could feel my hands. And I was like, is this real? Is this not real? I couldn't decipher if it was real or not, if it was a dream or not. It was that real to me. And I remember this presence coming in the room with me, the bathroom with me. And when that presence entered the bathroom, I remember falling on my hands and my knees. And there was this song that was playing, a song that I'll never forget because my dad used to sing that song a lot. It's, "Are you washed in the blood? In the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they whiter than snow?" And it was just singing in this angelic voice. "Are you washed in the blood? In the soul cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless?" It was like that. And I was there on my hands and my knees, and the water was rising, and it was like a pulling. Something wanted me to go under the water. And I was like, if I go under this water, I'm going to have to give up everything. I don't know why I thought that, but that's exactly what I thought. I said, if I go under this water, then I'm going to have to give up everything. I'm going to have to delete all my profiles on the dating sites. I'd have to change my whole entire lifestyle. And I didn't want to change my life. I don't know why, because life was difficult. It wasn't easy for me, but I wanted to hold on to this old life of mine for some reason. And I remember resisting the pull, and the presence of this tall man structure came over to this side. This is my right side, and said, "Okay, you don't want to go under this water? I want to show you something. I want to show you something." If you want to hear the next part, you can subscribe, and I'll just put a part 2 and part 3 and so forth. But I just want to encourage someone that is feeling down. I myself am a little bit down right now, but I'm remembering what the Lord has taken me through, and I'm just gonna be grateful and thankful and just trust the process. So I just want to say to you, trust the process, trust the word of God. He is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ever think or ask of. Be blessed.